Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is PD Proudlock, and apologies for not doing videos on the last few games we've been playing, but that is due to the fact I am going to be moving house very, very soon, and I've been just dying to get stuff packed, so I really apologise about not putting any videos out lately. But I am back to do the review of the Manchester City game yesterday, in which Newcastle lost 3-1. And I did expect we to get beaten, actually, to be honest. So I'm not technically annoyed with it. I thought we did have a try most of the time. But as I said, Man City have been absolutely on fire this season. When you've got players like Aguero and De Bruyne, who are probably Manchester City's two best players by a mile, then you're thinking Man City are heading towards the title for this season, and I can see it coming. Well, you're thinking, could getting beat off Liverpool deck the confidence a bit? I thought, no, since they're very good at home a lot of the times, and they're still unbeaten at home, I think that was going to continue. But as I said, I thought we did try a lot of the time, particularly in the second half, but I thought we were getting really overrun in the first half. It wasn't, we didn't play like we did play them at home, like playing defensively for about half an hour before trying to come into the game. I've got to say about that. The lineup, there was a few surprises in there. I was glad to see Jacob Murphy get a start. I think the lad's starting to improve a little bit. He did well against Stoke. I was gutted why he wasn't even brought on against Swansea. He decided to drop Richie. I thought that was another good idea, because I thought Richie was absolutely shit against Swansea last week. He barely could beat a first man, and his crossing was all over the place. So I thought maybe it's time to give Richie a break to see if he can get his confidence back. But I've got to say, I've been pretty impressed with Jacob Murphy lately. It was good to see him, and he played well in the FA Cup against Luton Town. So it was good to see him start. Diarmi, okay, he's been starting to play better now these days, but I'm really not convinced with him. I thought he could have slashed Miguel Marino in there. Hayden started yesterday after so long as well, so got to see him, but I don't know if I'm really convinced about Hayden being up on Premier League level. I thought Shelvey could have been dropped after not being happy about taking off against Swansea last week. And you're thinking, oh my God, he's going to have a fallout with Rafa. But, okay, I didn't think I wouldn't have took Shelvey off against Swansea. I would have took Diarmi off more than Shelvey. That's what I would have done as well. So, and he decides to put Joselu in. I am still not convinced. I am really still not convinced with Joselu. Okay, fair enough, when he came on against Swansea and he scored within seconds when he come on. Okay, fair enough, but I'm really not still convinced with Joselu at the minute. It is absolutely clear, crystal clear, we desperately need a striker who is going to guarantee us a lot of goals this season. Joselu, absolutely no chance. 5 million to be a main striker, one of your main strikers. Nah, you're thinking there is something weird about that. Gale, it doesn't look like he's on that level now. Looks like his confidence is getting absolutely shot at the minute, I've got to say about that. Poor game against Swansea as well. I thought him and Richie were the very poorest out of that game last week. As I said, it is absolutely clear we need a striker. Well, and you think about it, Mirovic, alright, he's been out injured. Does he try and get a chance to go back in there? Because to be honest, I don't think we're going to be signing anyone so far this transfer window. I have no friggin' idea what is going on. The same with the takeover, and I'm going to talk about that because I am absolutely really annoyed, not just with Mike Ashley, but on Amanda Staveley as well. So I'm pretty annoyed at both of them. Oh, that's what I'm more annoyed about, I've got to say about that. So coming in the game, Manchester City get a goal. A great cross in from the right. Aguero, I thought Clark has got to do better to try and mark Aguero. Aguero looks like a little midget on the pitch because he looks that small when he's on the pitch. Clark's should be more closer into him, unfortunately, which then allowed Aguero to get a head on the ball to put it past Darlow. I've got to say about that. So, okay, great header. And into the second half, and Man City get a penalty. Sterling was brought down by Manquillo. I'm not convinced. I'm not sure that this is a penalty, I've got to say. It's like Manquillo trying to use his strength to stop Sterling going forward. I don't know. Was it a penalty? I'm not very 100% sure. And Aguero steps up. I think Darlow got a hand to it, but unfortunately he still went in the back of the net. And it's 2-0, and you figure, well, there's no way back. Maybe a lot of the time now. But we did get a goal back. A long ball from Kieran Clark to find Jacob Murphy, of all people. And just as, like, Ederson was conceded a goal through a chip or a lob, Jacob Murphy decides to lob Ederson this time to pull one back. Say about that. And you're thinking Newcastle could maybe stand within a chance at a little bit. But unfortunately, that was not to be, as Aguero managed to grab his hat-trick out of all that. He has definitely been one of Man City's best players of all time. And Man City would not like to lose him at all at any point, I've got to say about that. So, well, but I was got to say, so I had said after we got beat, well, that game's now gone out the window. It's the games like Burnley we've got to beat at least, I've got to say about that. But we couldn't even beat bottom side Swansea last week. These have been shocking all season. They got rid of Paul Clement and then appointed a manager who failed at a championship club in Sheffield Wednesday, and he then became the Swansea manager. And he's managing to turn around a little bit by. There you go. He's managed to scrape in a couple of. He's managed to scrape one win, and he's managed to scrape a draw against Newcastle. Hey, my God! So it's just something going on. Why? As like we're not taking chances enough in those kind of games, or as I said, but it is down to the fact we are really, really lacking quality. And I just don't think it. Rumours going round that apparently Ashley will only give Rafa about 6 million to spend. Who are you trying to make a buy players from the lower division, you stupid idiot? Because the reason we want Mike Ashley out of this club is because he doesn't have a clue about, we all know, he doesn't have a clue about football. The same Kevin Keegan's has said it about how many times at least. Just go back to that time on ESPN when it was Pardew's first game in charge of Newcastle when we took on Liverpool back in 2010. All you've got to do is watch that video over and over again and about how you cannot do transfer business with Mike Ashley indeed. My God. And so yeah, that's a reason I'm annoyed that he's still at my club and about this takeover. Yes, I do want rid of Ashley because he doesn't have a clue how to run a club football properly, and he's not. And his backroom and his staff he's appointed are absolutely no good whatsoever. Lee Charnley, who even heard of him at the time? I didn't even remember him at that particular point for, I don't know when it was. And we also had like people like Graham Carr who were making us to go out and buy French flops a lot of the time, or players who weren't even up to scratch. So yeah, that's the reason I'm still annoyed that this Mike Ashley has not sold the club. But onto this Amanda, where I am at, onto the Amanda Staveley side, the reason I am also mad with her. Okay, yes, Amanda, you said you desperately want to buy the club. Well, if you that really want to buy the club, you would put the £300 million bid on the table at this rate, but instead you've only offered 250 million, and apparently Mike Ashley says it was just been an absolute waste of time, but according to this, the bid's still on the table. But if you really wanted to buy the club, put the extra 50 million in, and that will convince Mike Ashley to sell. There you go, the club's now yours. And the Geordies don't have to see any more of me anymore. That's what we want desperately, because Ashley wanted it done by Christmas, but it just looks like it's just been piss-farted around a lot of the time. So I've got no idea what's going to happen now. And the transfer window, well, it doesn't look like we're close to buying anyone. We're desperately needing striker, at least. I would say a new number 10, I thought. And Perez, I thought he started to try and up his game a little bit. I'm surprised he was dropped yesterday as well. He played pretty well against Swansea and he played well against Stoke, so I thought he could have carried on. But unfortunately, that was not to be. Rafa's just having to work with what he's got at the minute. As you said, we have got a lot of championship players in that side. You've got to say about that. Where do we, as I said, where do we really need to look into strengthen? It's dying. We need another striker who is guaranteed to get us a lot of goals. Number 10, maybe, I'm not sure. The midfield, well, the centre midfield, I think, looks alright, I've got to say about that. Shelvey is one of our most creative players. I think Marino could be on that level just about, maybe as well. Defence, right. I'm not looking at the central defenders a lot of the time. I'm looking down at the fullbacks. I think Yedlin can get caught out a lot. And I'm really still not convinced that Manquillo is that kind of man as well. A man is that much of a quality man. At the left back, maybe Dummett. I'm still not convinced Dummett is that kind of Premier League player as well, but I think looks like he has improved a bit lately. I thought he has had a few decent games lately when he's been back, but does that need something to be addressed? A lot of people say we need a new goalkeeper. I think Elliot and Dollar have done alright this season. I've got to say about that, even though we're been letting goals, but you can't just blame a goalkeeper for letting a goal. It's how your defence works. I think Lascelles and Clark are good enough, but I've got to say they have been caught out a lot of the time. Like the first goal, again, when we played Swansea last week, they quickly were shutting down a lot of the time. Just looking and smiling at each other, thinking, and a lot of the crowd were probably thinking, give your health no wobble, man. Really, and the way we conceded that goal against Swansea was absolutely friggin' annoying. So yeah, Lascelles and Clark at this rate need to wake up a bit more, I've got to say about that. So yeah, let me know where you think where our team needs strengthening the most. I've got to say about that. Hope you've enjoyed this video. It's glad to be back after about 2 or 3 weeks at least. Please subscribe, I'd sure much appreciate it. As I said, give us a comment, give us a like on the video, and I will see you all later. Take care of yourselves. On to the FA Cup game against Chelsea away. Oh God almighty.